Step, step, step. Oh, hey there. You should probably hit that. Oh, and you definitely ring-a-ding that. Now I'm gonna need you to tell me exactly what you seen while you were in that factory. Every last bit.
I saw the others briefly. They were being taken apart piece by piece, but like me, they won't return the same as before.
They took something out of you? I can't find it.
Yes.
Processors are all good. Any main unit that you have is actually fine. Maybe they're trying to mislead me. Make me think they took something out of you. In reality, it was a screw, a bolt, anything that make your programming think you're a bit off.
Hello, Mr. Afton.
Mr. Not Important. I've been here all night. Where have you been?
The ink is dried. Took a while.
Ink?
Writing up 2 contracts isn't easy.
You like to do it personal, I see.
It's more respectable to get a man's word than it is to get it from a computer.
I've always felt more comfortable around machines. You didn't take anything out of them, did you?
Me personally, no.
Thing I don't understand here, Mr. Not Important, is I have taken Chico apart 5 times since you've left. Her arms, her legs, her head. Luckily, they don't have any pain sensors in them yet. You know, I was developing something like that, but people said I'd be crazy to give these things feelings. Chica here says that they seen the others and they won't come back the same either. You guys didn't touch them, did you? Because if it was up to you and your investors, you'd want them just the way they were. Half-sentient machines.
As far as I know, Mr. Afton.
Sit down, Mr. Not Important.
Okay.
Maybe I have seen too much red in my eyes these last few days. Obviously, a man of your intelligence comes in, speaks about taking my property. I could see how that would upset me. Could you see how that would upset me?
Yes, I can, Mr. Afton.
I took her apart. They're based off my children, if you must know. Elizabeth's animatronic was special. You know, she wanted one that would dispense ice cream. Very, very special. But I didn't have the technology or the money, so I developed her instead. Mr. Not Important, can I see the contract?
Here's the if you agree contract. All it states is if you agreed, we will return everything to how it was. If any stolen property will be returned to you, and you will receive your $2 billion paycheck up front, and you will never see me again.
But that's a lie, isn't it, Mr. Not Important? I'll see you again. Because then I work for you. Maybe not for you, but someone over you. And they'll send you when something needs to be done. Tell me what happens when I sign this. Let me read it real quick. Ooh, all property under Afton's intellectual mind will be owned by the AIA. Anything created out of the knowledge of the AIA will be seized. You're not asking me just to give you my animatronics. You're asking me to give up everything. Give me the other one.
And this is the one if you disagree. I assured you I looked it over. Your animatronics will... anything that was taken from them will be returned.
No, but this says you'll be pressing charges against the government, against William J. Afton. For harboring weapons of mass destruction. that would never fly into court. Artificial intelligence. Creating... These aren't people. They're not sentient life. You...
Mr. Afton, may I remind you of the man who is in the hospital because of one of them?
Freddy detained him. The man had a gun to my head.
Mr. Afton, we are making sure he doesn't sue you or come after you physically, or his family.
That man won't walk again. Come after me.
You don't think his family would, for revenge, for the near death, or possibly
Any
death?
person that robs someone on the first day of an opening of a restaurant probably doesn't have family that likes them too much. I looked up your little suspect. He had a brother, some sort of brother, and he had some sort of other relatives that didn't take too fondly of him. He was in and out of jail for most of his young adult life. His father wouldn't care enough about him to come here to talk to me. I know you're trying to say these nice things. Let me be as honest as possible. What's your actual name?
It's not important.
Come on.
But if you must know, Mr. Afton, my name is Nathan.
Nathan. Not important. What's your last name? Please tell me it starts with an I.
It's Integra.
Nathan Integra. If I looked you up, Nathan Integra, if I had Chica here do their weapons.
You wouldn't find a thing on me. The only things you probably would find is a young Marine fighting
I don't
alongside.
understand. Chica has access to the police database. That's how their facial recognition works when criminals walk in. When they see a criminal, they would apprehend them. They are that, aren't they? What have I created?
That is why we are here. We are interested in figuring out what they are. Because they...
What would happen to them if I didn't sign? You would try to take them, wouldn't you? Scrap them, take them apart again. Until they're unrecognizable.
If you disagree, we will have to come back and take them by force because of a possibility of them hurting others. If your programming fails or malfunctions, there are little kids here, Mr. Afton.
I've done everything in my power to make sure these machines would never lay a hand on anybody. I'm assuming you did your research when you found me, knowing that...
Yes, it did.
What that spring lock did to my oldest son, Michael, nearly took off his hand. And what it did to Henry. No, couldn't have that. But the AIA wasn't interested in that because it wasn't artificial intelligence that did that, it was Henry. What you're interested in is what I've created.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what, I'll make a deal with the AIA. But not this deal. I want to open up a company. Afton Robotics. Afton Robotics. Call it that. Afton Robotics. Where I will create a duplicate of one of my animatronics for you to take back to your investors. It'll be clean. No personality traits. Nothing that could be seen as anything else but it is. I will operate independently outside of your agency, but still within the jurisdictions of your rules and laws, as long as you promise me the full cooperation of your agency. You do that. You give me your resources. You give me your people. You give me the money. I'll give you your prototype. I'll let you take it there with different programming. It won't have anything to do with my animatronics, actually. I'll make it slap new for you. A little sponge that can absorb whatever you want to teach it. And when you need something, you need a program, you can come right to the source. You give me a contract that says that, I'll sign it.
Well, lucky for you, I just got a call. The CEO doesn't like to do contracts. He just got word of them. If you want, you can come into our offices and request your own personal contract.
Sure.
I'll write it up
Nathan,
and agree with it.
what do you really want from me, then? What is the interest in them? What do you think they can do for you? It can't just be a soldier. It can't just be this, oh, we're going to have them flip burgers. There's something else. What do you want to duplicate these things for? Because you know as far as I do, if I showed you my programming line from line, you would see that they're only programmed to entertain the children in this restaurant. And they actually are not able to leave this restaurant once they step in it. It's like a barrier for them. So you know they're not a threat to anyone inside or out. You don't want the animatronics. You want something that I have. Something in my brain. What did I create? What did I do? What did I do that made you give me an offer beyond any sort of realism?
Mr. Afton, I'm simply a lapdog. Came here to try to convince you otherwise. My personal interest in your machines isn't up to me.
But you know what they want to do with what my information will provide them, don't you?
Vaguely. But if it is true what they want to do, from a father to a father, William, my son is in the military. And if my company succeeds, he won't have to fight in another war.
When people try to fight wars before they begin, people get hurt. Don't they?
Yes.
The sun we dropped on Japan, all the people cursed by World War II. God, started over an argument about how many telegraph poles Germany owned its War Department creditors. Telegraph poles.
Good day, Mr. Afton, and thank you.
I'm so sorry, Chica. Chica, do you think you're a monster?
No, I don't think I am a monster.
I'm sorry. I think they're gonna turn me into one.
They could never turn you into a monster.